on Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Weighing 175 pounds. A 6'4" swashbuckling southpaw. OneCricket presents the man, the myth, the all-rounder, Venkatesh Iyer.
Hello Venkatesh, hello. Welcome to OneCricket Presents Down the Ground. Well, an Undertaker kind of a theme entry for you. How does that feel?
Thank you. I feel really great being here, and I just feel that I've gone back to my childhood. You know, Undertaker has always been my favorite wrestler. I've been a huge wrestling fanatic, and this setup felt like I've gone into a WWE ring, and now I'm ready to wrestle. So amazing! Thanks for this. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking about your childhood memories, Undertaker, there must have been quite a few acts that you have done, right? In WWE, we get to see that, do not try these at home, school, or anywhere. But even me, I'm a WWE fan. I haven't followed the rule. Rules are meant to be broken. So have you done any such act like that?
Absolutely, whenever they write, don't try this at home, we have to try it at home.
Absolutely.
What's the point not doing it? And I've broken multiple beds by, slamming my friends over the top and doing stuff like that. But yeah, I ensured that I did not hurt my body in that process. But I think I would definitely love to do a lot of WWE moves, hopefully in a WWE ring. But I would also ensure that I don't hurt my body.
Yeah, let's see. You had a recent conversation with Seth freaking Rollins, right? So we hope that, who knows, we might be able to see you in the ring itself in just few years after.
Hopefully, I think that was really great of Seth Rollins to address me and then give me his wishes before the IPL, and it felt good when a global superstar like him comments on you and gives you wishes. You feel like you're actually doing something in life and you actually get motivated. So thanks WWE for that.
Yes, absolutely. And now coming to your childhood days, like you mentioned about your childhood days, right? So the thing is that you were quite excelling at your studies. Also, you were playing cricket at the same time. And excelling in both these entities is like sailing on two boats together. And that is something which is really underrated. Not everyone does. But yes, you have excelled it. So how do you balance both the things?
Well, honestly, I didn't find it very difficult, but a lot of credit has to go to my mother. The way she handled me, the motivation she gave me to emphasize on both academics as well as the game is something that I as a parent would definitely like to replicate. As I'm a South Indian Orthodox Brahmin,
Yes.
academics has been always important for me. Till now, even now, I'm thinking of studying more, educating myself more, because education always comes handy.
Absolutely.
No education is gonna go waste. So my family always emphasized on education and cricket. Every Indian loves cricket, and once you go onto the streets, the only game you can play is cricket. I'm not from that smartphone era where we had phones in our childhood. So I used to go out to the road and play cricket with my friends. So that is where I developed the love for the game, and I'm really happy that love has turned into profession.
Now you are a big name in cricket, right? You have donned the Men in Blue jersey. But is it so that your mother or maybe father, like kabhi-kabhar they say that yaar tu padhai kar sakta tha?
I never gave them the opportunity to say so. मैंने
Absolutely.
हमेशा वो पढ़ाई की है जो वो ही नहीं मैं भी चाहता था, और I'm very grateful that my parents never they never wanted marks from me or excellence from me. They just wanted efforts and hard work from me, and as long as they saw that their child is working hard, their child is trying, giving his best efforts, they were very cool about it, and I would like to really thank them from this platform to allow me to pursue my dream and then also be the parents that I have always wanted. So it's been amazing to understand their psychology behind this.
Absolutely. That's really, really very, very great to hear. And now we'll just fast forward to a few years back, like a few years more. And when you bagged the KKR cap, right on the day of the auction, were you expecting something like this to happen? Like some franchises might get me.
Actually, I was with the MP team at that time when the auction was supposed to happen, and one of our guys got picked earlier, Rajat Patidar, and I was extremely happy for him. And when my name came, the entire team was there, and I was unsold in the auction, so I felt really bad about it. But you know, we were in a tournament, and I had to focus. I spoke to my mum, and she said, you know, just forget about it. We'll keep trying. Focus on the coming tournament. And then at the end of the day, my name came up again, and then I was sold in the auction. And then that was a moment where I saw that everyone in my team were happy for me, which really you know, motivated me a lot and made me feel that okay, this game has given me so much, but more importantly, it has given me so many well-wishers, so many supporters, and that my phone kept on ringing and there were so many texts, and yeah, that was a
But
moment
you didn't
where,
have the time to pick all of them.
well, I couldn't. Obviously, I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to thank everyone, but I was in a tournament, so I really had to focus on it. That day ended quickly, and I focused on the tournament ahead of me.
You know, you're a part of the KKR squad, you're the part of the KKR camp, and anyone who is a part of the KKR fan meets one of the king of Bollywood, right? And that's something that everyone wants to listen. The first interaction with Shahrukh Khan, what was it like?
Well, it pains my heart to say that I haven't met Shahrukh Bhai in person as of now.
Okay.
You know, in these testing times of COVID,
Yes.
we were in bubble all the time. But I've had multiple interactions with him over, you know, FaceTime or Zoom calls. The first question that Shahrukh Bhai always asks us first is, "How are your parents doing?" Which shows that he's so caring and he's so humble and he's so protective of his players. You know, a man of his stature calling up and asking, "How are your parents? Are they doing fine at home?" You know, it shows how much he cares for his franchise and just doesn't look at players as some people who are going to play, but respects them and also cares about them. And that's why we all respect him so much. The entire country loves him so much. So, you know, whenever we've interacted with him, he always asks about our well-being, our parents' well-being, and is everything taken care of within the camp, and the, you know, as soon as we see him on the screen, the mood of the camp gets lightened and he remembers everyone's name. He individually talks to them, which is again great, you know.
Great thing.
Despite being in a busy schedule, he talks to us,
Absolutely.
which I feel is something amazing and lots to learn from him.
Absolutely. So the next thing that I would like to ask you is that, you know, the first half of the IPL, you were a part of the squad, but you weren't getting picked in the 11. But down comes the second half, you know, post the COVID, like COVID was still there, but the bio bubble, security and all of those things. Then comes all of a sudden a top order batter, you know, like for KKR at that point of time, Venkatesh Iyer, and all of a sudden he's blooming into the scene. How did these things happen? You know, what the management, like a day before, what did they tell you? Any kind of hint that you got that you're gonna get an opportunity the next day?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank everyone involved in making that tournament a success. You know, it was so difficult in those testing times of COVID where we were undergoing a world crisis.
Absolutely.
In that time, to create a biosecure environment and, you know,
Impeccable.
not just the game but entertainment for so many families. In testing times, people would sit together and watch a cricket match which would give them happiness. I think kudos to the organizers of the tournament. But yeah, you know, when the first phase happened and the day that I was going to play, the next game I was going to play, and then COVID happened and the tournament got stopped.
Yeah.
I suddenly felt like, okay, a moment has been taken away from me. But I think one of my well-wishers gave me a great advice that I should not be desperate for any moment. I should keep persisting, have that patience, and that moment will automatically come to me. And that's what happened in the second half. You know, as soon as the second half came, Bazz told me that I'm gonna play a couple of days before the game, and when my jersey was presented, I was neither very excited, I was neither, you know, too dull about it. I was calm. I knew that I have a game in hand, and I'm gonna go out there and try to, you know, execute my plans, and that's what I did. And I feel that the entire tournament, I just tried to be in the moment and enjoy the moment. You know, just take privilege of whatever's happening, because not many people get to play the IPL, and when you get to play the IPL, I wanted to experience every bit of it. So that's what I did.
And yes, when you got the cap, like what was the advice that was given to you, like during getting the debut cap for KKR?
Not really advice. Everyone told me to be me. You know, we played a couple of practice games before that,
Yes.
and I did really well in that. And Bazz told me just to go out there and do what I've been doing. You know, he told me that you don't need any special advice. You just go out there and do whatever you want to do. And as a coach, that was very brave of him to say that, just allowing the player to be himself and go out there and express whatever I felt was correct. And also just give me the opportunity to go out there and represent such a great franchise was amazing.
Your game is not exactly go and hit, but you too have an aggressive approach while you bat. Especially in that phase. In 2021, the second phase of IPL. So was there something that Brendon McCullum liked about you? Like this guy has got an approach which is somewhat similar to me, like for Bazz, right? So was there any such thing that he told you, or any such hint, any such clue that he gave you?
See, that's what I told you. He always persisted on one thing, backing the player's natural ability. And he was an aggressive player when he played. So he always wanted us to take the aggressive way out whenever we were stuck. And that's what happened in the second phase of the IPL. KKR played a way more aggressive brand of cricket. And see, whenever you're playing in an IPL scenario or international scenario, even for that matter in a state scenario, your roles are clear.
Yes.
Whenever your roles are clear and the communication is absolutely clear, it's just about the execution. And I feel fortunate that the execution happened, and a lot of credit should go to Bazz for that. The way he handled our team, no, not just me, but the entire team. We were 7th on the table.
Absolutely.
Who would have imagined that we would be playing the finals? So that was something that I would tell the younger generation about, the story that happened back in Abu Dhabi.
The duo of Owen Morgan and Brendon McCullum, right? The analyst thing, the popping up, those code things, which he has already done with ECB as well, like Owen Morgan. So tell us a bit about those hints, while the match is going on. Whose strategy is it? Is it of AR Shrikant alongside Mr. Lemon? Who was involved in all of those things?
See, honestly, I've been associated with KKR for 2 years. I have absolutely no idea what goes on back there. The numbers. We call Nathan Lehman numbers. That's what we call him. But I have absolutely no idea what goes on. It's something, and which I feel is amazing. No one knows about it, but just the captain, coach, and numbers. So it's something that they are talking to each other, some kind of telepathy, some tactics working on, and it was quite evident that it really worked in our favor. So no one asked about it, and I still have no idea what that was about.
So you're speaking about the innovative things of Brendon McCullum's training styles. One of them is popcorn, which I've heard from Sanjana Ganesan. And what I have heard is that for example, if any cricketer who comes late for the training sessions, so for them there's one thing that a ball will be thrown in any direction of the field and he need to catch it. Has this happened with you?
No, thankfully not. I am very punctual, and it definitely has nothing to do with my punctuality, because if my partner is, so we get partners.
Yes.
If my partner is late, I have to do the popcorn. And this is Brendon McCullum's concept.
Oh,
so
is it
if
so?
I will be late, I don't have to do the popcorn. The one who's my partner, he has to do popcorn. And popcorn is basically 15 running catches here and there. Yes. And trust me, you get completely exhausted while doing popcorn. You would never want to be late, because popcorn is a very, very tough drill, and that is one reason that no one is ever late in KKR.
And I hope it's not Abhishek Nair who is throwing the balls high up in the air.
No, it's Brendon himself.
Okay. And what I have heard is that Pat Cummins was the one who has been seen, doing these things. So who is a partner of Pat Cummins? Like, for whom he's had to run here and there in the ground and getting punished?
Well, the partners keep on changing, so
Okay.
I don't exactly remember who Patty's partner was, but I think sometimes Bazz voluntarily asks few people to come and do popcorn, out of the blues. Those poor guys, they have to do the popcorn, and we are really excited for that, but we feel bad, you get really exhausted while doing it.
Absolutely. And now, very recently, the recent development in the KKR camp is that Madhya Pradesh coach, one of the very big names and also someone who has an upper hand in Madhya Pradesh success, Sir Chandrakant Pandit, he's a part of the KKR camp. So, does it excite you because you have already worked with him? And how is the feeling like?
Well, Chandu sir is a stalwart in Indian domestic cricket. The way he has coached teams
Yes.
is something that is very inspiring. And having played with him for the past 2 years, I have learned a lot, not just cricketing wise, but in my personality also I have developed a lot of good traits. And obviously, him being a part of KKR is something that I am really looking forward to, really excited on how Chandu sir will work there. And I'm really happy that now his tactics and his approach will be shown at an international level and you know,
Yes.
at an international stage where everyone will get to know about him. You know, the man behind success in Ranji Trophy, you know, he's now going to take over an IPL team. So yeah, I'm really excited to work with him, and obviously there are a lot of learnings with Chandu sir. You know, every conversation with him is fruitful. You know, you don't have vague conversations with him. Whenever you speak to him, you obviously take out
There's
something
something.
from that, and then that adds to your personality. Not necessarily cricket, but
Yes.
you can learn a lot from him. You know, psychology-wise, mentality, and how to, you know, approach life as well, because he's really experienced. So yeah, really looking forward to meeting him there.
Yes, and now speaking about the 2022 IPL, right? A little bit deep dive into your performances. Like any cricketer will have a topsy-turvy thing in his career. Like there will be crests, there will be troughs. So the thing happened with you in 2022. You know. So what do you think? Like what was that one thing which affected you? You know, maybe your performances in this particular season, which concluded.
See, honestly, I never feel that performance is about numbers. You know, even though I did well in the last IPL, I never looked at numbers. Even
Yes.
though I didn't have a season that I wanted to have in this season, I never look at numbers. The only thing that I look at is how I approached the game, what mindset I had, and was my preparation good enough. And if I am satisfied with that, I don't really care what the numbers talk. No, see, you're not gonna have good days every game. You know, some days you'll score, some days you'll end up not scoring, and there'll be multiple days where you end up failing. But you know, as long as your approach is correct, as long as you're trying to get better and you are giving your best, I don't think performance matters at all. You know, it's just how what value you add to the team. And at the end of the day, if you're able to contribute to the team, you know, try to, you know, fulfill the responsibility given to you. See, it might happen someday, it might not, but till you're
Yeah, that's
trying,
the
I
thing.
think you're fine.
Yes, that's the thing. And also, there were a lot of chop and changes in the top order for KKR this season. So sometimes you're opening, sometimes it's Sunil Narayan, and sometimes you had to play the role of a finisher. Even in the Indian team, you were batting lower down the order. So how does these things affect you? Like you need to adapt according to the situations, right? So what is the mental state that you carry along with you?
See, as a professional cricketer, you always have to be flexible. You know, you cannot train yourself for one position. And for that, I really have to thank Madhya Pradesh cricket. You know, I have batted at multiple positions for Madhya Pradesh. I was batting middle order, lower middle order. Then when Chandu sir came, he promoted me up the order, you know, made me open the innings. This way, I've always trained my mind to accept whatever comes my way rather than, you know, telling myself that, okay, this is my preferred position. Because if I do that, then I'll get into a comfort zone, which I don't want to. So, obviously, in the Indian team, the top order is packed. You know, there are established players there. So, the only position that was vacant was the middle and the lower middle order. So, when I got the opportunity there, I tried to put my best foot forward. Same was the case with KKR. Whenever I got to open or bat in the middle order or finish, I just wanted to go out there and get the job done for my side. And that's what I'm always going to look to do.
All right, so that's the thing. You know, adaptability is a key in life itself, right? So that's the thing that you're portraying with cricket.
Absolutely. You either adapt or you perish. So if you don't adapt, then someone else will take your place. That's how life works.
Yes. Now, fast forwarding things, you know, towards the Indian camp, getting the first debut cap. It was the T20I format from Rohit Sharma,
Yeah.
and then in the ODI format from Virat Kohli. Two established names in Indian cricket. How does it feel? Like any goosebump moments a night before the game?
To be honest, no. I was really looking forward to it. You know, it does happen. You know, it's one thing to see a dream, and then one thing when you actually are doing it, you just forget everything and just focus on what's going to come. And I made my T20 debut. It was me playing in front of a crowd after a very long time. You know, it was the entire COVID scene, but I played in Jaipur in front of a packed house. It was amazing feeling. You know, whenever you get to represent your country, it's such a proud feeling. You know, representing so many people. You know, a mass. You know, a gathering.
Yes.
So once that happened, I really didn't feel too overboard with my feelings. I was very calm and normal because I knew that I was going to play. And once that moment came, it was just me focusing on what I need to do on the ground rather than being too excited about what's going to happen.
Yes, and speaking about the COVID thing and all those bio bubble security, like these things might have a great impact to any athlete's career, like any athlete's mental state. because mental state is very important, when you're playing in a professional, you're showing a professionalism. So how did this COVID things actually impact?
Well, first off, despite being in a world crisis, we got the opportunity to do what we love. So many people didn't have facilities, lost their jobs, but still we had the opportunity to play cricket. So I really need to thank all the frontline COVID workers for that, and also the Almighty. But yeah, see, honestly,
And also about your training, like you don't get to train like properly. Yes, there's an indoor setup.
yeah,
but
there is limitation with everything. Your
Yes.
training, your practice, but something is better than nothing at the end of the day. जहाँ कुछ practice नहीं वहाँ थोड़ा practice मिल रहा है,
होना तो
that
चाहिए।
is what you want. But these bio bubbles were actually very depressing now that they are over.
For God's sake.
Yeah, whenever you're in a bubble, you have nothing to do, you're just in a room, and the initial 7 days you have to quarantine, you're just in a room. Whenever you're in a room, you doing nothing, you just overthink, and then it sometimes gets really depressing. But yeah, it also gave me the opportunity to analyze myself better, to think about myself, to spend time with myself, which I feel a lot of us don't do, talking to yourself. So there was some positives in those bio bubbles as well, but I'm thankful that it's over now.
Yes, and speaking about those bio bubbles, training, these things, nutrition also plays a very important role here, right? So, do you do anything special, to in the realm of nutrition, to make things perfect for you?
Well, yes, one good thing that I've done to myself was get in touch with Mr. Suraj Thakuria. That guy is my nutritionist, and he's also one of my best friends. The way he has handled me for the past 2 years is something that I have really felt that I couldn't have done alone. Right from what I eat to what I provide to my body, he takes care of it, and that has really shown on the field. I feel more agile, I feel more lighter, nimble-footed, and I feel that I am ready for any challenge that comes my way just because I'm eating correct. So, a huge shout out to Suraj.
All right, so we'll quickly move to our next segment, and that is the rapid fire segment. Well, over here, I will be shooting a few questions towards you, and all you need to do is answer a bit quickly. So, here we go. So, the first question, most used application in mobile.
Gmail. Of late.
A bowler you would like to face from the past.
Shane Warne.
Shane Warne. A century at Lords in losing cause, or a fifer in MCG test in a winning cause?
Any day, a fifer at MCG winning cause, because the team's victory is more important to me.
Yes, team effort. And your cheat diet.
My cheat diet is a chocolate brownie.
Virat Kohli's cover drive or Rohit Sharma's pull?
Both. Both are exquisite.
Toughest bowler to face in the nets.
Sunil Narayan.
If a biopic was to be made on you, who should play your character?
Some people say that I look somewhat like Vicky Kaushal, so yeah, Vicky Kaushal.
Not a bad one. Featuring in Chahal TV or creating funny reels with Shikhar Dhawan?
Neither. I don't want to do that, but yeah, I would love to be on Chahal TV.
Okay. Who can be a better barber, Sunil Narayan or Abhishek Nair?
First off, Abhishek Nair is not a barber. He just runs away from it, but Sunil Narayan is an amazing barber.
Your celebrity crush?
Nayantara, South Indian actress.
Your cricketing idol?
Saurav Ganguly.
If a bowler shoulder barges you again and again, what would you do?
I would ignore it.
Who would you avoid sitting by on long flights?
My coach.
Dinner with Rajinikanth sir or a visit to Shahrukh Khan's Mannat?
Dinner with Rajinikanth sir.
And the last one for you. You are main eventing in a WrestleMania main event. So what should be the storyline?
Well, of late, Roman Reigns has been on a dominating run, winning all the championships in WWE. I want to be the one who will dethrone him and be the undisputed champion.
Oh my goodness, even the Brock Lesnar failed to do it. But Venkatesh Iyer surely can.